Okay, I'm going to be talking about Nadal, Federer in a sec, but I want to say, no, I did not see an injury on Serena today, or I have not heard anything. But she is feeling it in her legs and her body, and I'll explain in a second. Go back to the wrist match, and everybody seems to forget she had the right ankle. And I mean, she taped it up, and she seemed pretty good after that. Not right away. In fact, she was struggling a bit on her movement all the way through the beginning part of the third set, and had gotten broken by Risk. And Risk was really starting to tire at one point, and this whole letdown with the ankle brought Risk back into the match. But Risk was playing really well too, but she had body fatigue. But yeah, no, everybody seems to forget that. And then during the Strakova match, we're looking at Strakova limping around with the leg. I mean, she had an issue. It looked like the glute down through the abductor area. She grabbed the groin. She was moving her right ankle. I'm not sure how much of that was just being overwhelmed by the moment. I mean, that was a big moment for her. I actually was shocked that she didn't seem that nervous. Svitolina looked more nervous to me. Strakova didn't seem too nervous. She played great at points. I know it sounds the score line, but once that all started acting up in the leg, it went down pretty quick. But again, you know, at one point she was moving well later, and I'm not saying she didn't really have that. I'm just saying, you know, there was a combination of a huge emotional moment, mental, because you're dealing with someone who, well, Strakova has the better grass game, and I keep saying this, and everybody's probably like, what are you talking about? But the thing is, just because you can overpower someone on any court doesn't mean you have a better game on that court or in that type of conditions. Strakova has more variety than Serena. She has to, or she wouldn't even have gotten here. She's a small girl. She doesn't have the power, not even close to Serena. So Serena has that big power edge. That's a mental issue. That's hard to deal with. Obviously, the bigger talent as well with that. But Strakova has a lot of talent. She's underrated. But then she'd never been in this situation before. So all that was, and then the leg starts acting up. Without the leg, I think she might do better than, I'm not sure yet. I just can't tell how much of that was emotional issue going in there too. So whatever it is, what it is. But I watched Serena again because I got through the match quick, and I was like, you know, everybody was just talking about Serena. Maybe Strakova was hurt a little bit or whatever. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Serena was showing some body wear and tear a little bit coming into the match. I'm like, no, that's just disappeared all of a sudden. I went back to the second set and just watched Serena more closely, and I was like, and you could see it, the huff and the puff, and there's a little bit of going on in the body. I know, yes, Drew, that's what happens at the end of the turn. You know, this is normal. It is normal. There's nothing major, but at one point she did she had the racket. She was sitting there like this and getting ready to return, and she was stretching out like looked like the right glute herself or the right abductor area. So, you know, again, Halep's going to be feeling some stuff in her legs and body by now too. And I'm not talking fatigue. I'm just like, there's wear and tear in the body on both women. But they both have had their injuries in the past. Serena has been laid off for a while this year. She hasn't played a lot. Now a whole bunch of emotional, Grand Slam grass tennis. I wouldn't be surprised if something goes on with her body tomorrow, on Saturday. But of course, this happens to Halep a lot too, so I wouldn't be surprised on that side. But I almost expected it would be more from Serena. But you can't predict injuries. The other thing is, Halep has had okay form here and there all through the year. She's had some really good form at times too. Now, she's not the grass player. She's not bad now. She's gotten better. But with Serena's power on the grass court, this is a problem for Halep, no doubt. And Brad Gilbert talked about, you know, Halep ought to get back off the returns. If Serena's serving her off the court, you know, get back, move back, give yourself more time. I totally agree. But not only that, do it anyway. Mix it up, you know. Come in, come back, stay up. Start back, race up, start up, come back, move around a little bit, loosen up. Now, you know, if Darren Cahill would happen to be watching this, he might say, Drew, you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know this girl. And he's right. I say these things as a thought. It's my structure. It's my aggressive variety mentality that I feel, you know, you have to do something. I liked how Brad Gilbert was saying she's got to do something. And that's one thing. And that could be a big thing. And there's other things she could try to do. But it has to be aggressive variety. It has to be along those lines. But you also, I mean, this is an individual sport, and the player, you know, it's all about the player. There's nobody else out there. And emotionally is very important, mentally, and they have to feel good. So I have no idea. I don't know Simona Halep. So maybe she doesn't want to do all those things. Then, okay. But I think it's a great idea. I mean, to beat Serena, the one thing I want to say is that Halep is older now, more veteran. She's won a slam. She says that she can handle Serena now as far as the nerves part of it. I believe her. Not that she might still get nervous, but I think there's a better chance she won't, and she can play a good match. And Serena may falter some with the body. Serena may panic a bit, as she has in other finals, because all these layoffs and the pressure of getting older and getting these other, it could all get in there. So this is not a gimme match. Serena the favorite, absolutely. Gimme match, no way. Injury either side, possibly. I would lean more towards Serena. Possibly could see an injury. Wouldn't be too surprised. Okay, the other one, Svitolina, again, she wasn't even that great of form this year. She's had a knee injury, and her draw worked out. I think Mukova was the better player. Martic would have been too, in my opinion. They were injured or tired or injured or whatever. Nothing against Svitolina. Congrats to her, how well she did, but I'm not too surprised what I saw there. Quickly, too, Djokovic, Agut. There is another match tomorrow besides the FEDAL. I had mentioned how Agut is a very emotional player, and so is Goffin. And Goffin just mind destructed at the end with a lot of heavy emotion on him because he couldn't get that first set. That's not too surprising. Agut's in better form though. That could happen to Agut too, but Agut tends to be really upset and emotional. It's almost strange with Agut. He'll almost start slower or have letdowns, and he walks around. The guy seems like the coolest guy in the world. I've seen these interviews with him. He's like a guy I want to really meet and just go have a beer with. He seems so cool, but he walks around the court sometimes like real slow and looking down, and I'm like there's this heaviness, this emotion going on inside him, and I love it in a way because I know it means so much to him, and he's such a deep, it seems like a in-depth person, but it's too heavy, I think, sometimes, and I just, these things seem to interfere, and they drain him of energy as well and stuff. He went down. He hasn't had a real hard draw. I mean, it was Pella who had played all the tennis, and Agut looked really tired in that third set yesterday. So he can't be doing this against Djokovic. How is he going to get away from that? One thing I loved what Ali Risk was doing. This is how she sits at the changeovers. I don't know if you guys can see it. Like we're watching TV. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's like hanging out. And I just love it. She just sits there like this. I don't know. Look, whatever works for a player. Again, when you're a coach, you know the player. Whatever works for a player, but you've got to find a way to find some relaxation. I don't care if you're meditating. Some people put the towel on them. But if Agut can find a way to be relaxed, I just don't see it. But if he's relaxed enough, he's been in form. Much better. He's one of the best form of the year of anybody. This slow type of grass is good for him. He could definitely challenge Novak. Get Novak upset. If Novak in humidity starts getting upset or nerve-wracked or panicked or just upset, he'll have breathing issues. All is still there. And this could come back and fall apart onto him. Now, again, big favorite. I'm just saying there's a chance, but Agut has got to find a way. Even if he loses the first set, he's got to find a way to just relax and don't look for it in his body. I mean, he's not going to change and start jumping around and yoo-hoo, it's party time. But, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, big favorite Djokovic, but I'm not totally convinced it's going to be easy for Novak. And I'm not totally convinced Agut can't pull an upset. This is his best, the best I've seen him at many things he does. I just don't like all that heavy emotion because tomorrow's going to be big time heavy emotion. All right. Now we got to get on this FEDAL. You know what? Let's do it. It's going to be a little long here, but let's see if I can do this quick because I've already said a lot about Roger. Let me say why Rafa can win. Power game. Slow ball. I already detailed how slow this ball is. It sits up. It just sits there like a pumpkin. You want to smack it. That's unusual on grass. All the extra grass is helping that. But the extra grass is also creating more bad bounces. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But Rafa's got the power edge, and this is a power man's game now. Roger Federer is always against that. Always has a strike against him because not against most players, but against the top players, so they have more power. So that's number one. Rafa can win just simply he has the power edge in every event, unless we go to old-fashioned wood courts aluminum. They used to play on aluminum, believe it or not. You take the sand out of the hard. I mean, you make these courts fast again. The old grass. Even just change this ball. Go back to a slightly heavier ball that will stay lower. Believe it or not. This ball's a little lighter in the rubber, so it bounces up more. But a ball that would stay lower, take some of the felt off. Anything helps Roger. These conditions today always are going to help the power guy for now. Also, Rafa is playing the best aggressive offense I've ever seen from him ever. And this started in 2010, or even before that. He has slowly been adding all these elements to his game. The slice, coming to the net, the return game, that service return. Everybody's like, he's a great returner. Yeah, on clay when you can stand 100 feet in the back, but he's gotten so much better at the fast returns and taking the ball more compact. So many things he's improved. He was losing all these Wimbledon events, and I kept saying, this guy is better than ever. This guy is better than ever. And everybody's laughing at me. He loses with Arceus. He loses someone else. He was getting bad draws. Dustin Brown. I don't think Rafa would have trouble. He'd have trouble on a faster grass against Dustin Brown today. But he is the best he's ever been. He's been improving for a while, and he upped at another level this year. He is... I have, again, give him so much credit, and Moya, his coach, just can't believe it, how much offense this guy's playing. It's really unbelievable to me. I mean, Leighton, it's hard to change. This isn't like, this is professional. This isn't fooling around tiddlywinks like me over here with the bracket. I'm just shocked, but just amazed. Anyway, I can actually say that possibly Rafa had a better chance here than in the clay. And I mean, no one's going to buy that, and I'm not sure I do, to be honest. But, he loves the clay. His attitude's great on the clay. He's won so much there. But I think that he was trying to really acclimate this new aggression to the clay courts, and it took him some time, and he did. But honestly, Roger was playing some great aggressive variety. The ball was a little faster this year there at the clay. That was helping Roger as well. And I think Roger was primed and ready for a match and could have upset Rafa. I definitely believe it. I don't care what anybody says. And that wind destroyed all that. So, again, if Rafa gets wind, and 15 miles per hour will be enough. 15 to 25 will be tough. 35 mile per hour, like at the French, forget it. He's got this. Roger can't do the precision game, and he'll fight really hard, especially on grass. But he has great defense on grass, maybe. But you can't have those winds that goes to the power guy and the spin guy. Also, Roger's body, obviously. If there's something up there, that's going to, I'm seeing little signs. I've been seeing it the whole tournament, but he's older, and it happens. So I don't know if it means something's coming tomorrow that's not good, and Roger just isn't there with his body, or he's hurt. I don't think it means that, but it's hard to know at his age, but I don't think so. Let's see, do I have any more on... No. So we're going to go again to Roger. Again, I've already said this a little bit, but I don't want to spend too much time more on it. Center court has more grass on it, but I was watching today with Serena. It's still pretty beat up. Not as bad as court one. So you get a little more grass. What does that mean? Well, the baseline's beat up. It's already turning into dirt. But on the inside part, in the service boxes, there's a lot more grass. Roger can do those low little soft shots. They can take bad bounces. He can destroy the rhythm of Rafa. Rafa likes rhythm. He can destroy that with the bad bounces. Roger knows what he's doing. It's not like he's aiming for a bad spot. I mean, maybe he is. If he's actually aiming for bad patches of dirt and stuff, then I'm just flabbergasted. I can't imagine. But wow, I can't imagine. I never thought of that actually before. But I think you just get a little low shot over there and let it do its thing. Let the grass do its work. The grass, the dead grass, the dirt, whatever is going to happen. The big felt on the ball. Let it all bounce around and mess up. So I think that's going to maybe work to Roger's advantage for sure. It takes a lot of variety and aggression. Like when it's bad bounces, like in the old days, they were really bad bounces. They got to the net quick. Roger's more aggressive. He's still more aggressive today. Even the new Rafa is not quite. Nobody is as aggressive as Roger, and he's got more variety still. And he's got finesse volleys. Rafa's great at the power volley, and he has some finesse too as well. He's a great player. But Roger's really got that one. So I think overall, the bad bounces in center court with the bad grass could help, but I'm not sure how much different it is at this point. It's definitely going to be more grass than court one, so we'll just leave it at that. I think Roger, this is a big one. I think he had a better prep coming in, and I mentioned this before. None of the guys, Pui, Nishikori, Kyrgios, Tsonga, Querrey, none of them are in great form or the best form of their life or anything like that. But Nishikori played the best grass match I've ever seen from him. Pui was playing really well in grass coming in, Tsonga wasn't even there. I think it was his back, but whatever. He wasn't there. Query, he had a good tournament, but he didn't play that hard a draw, and he missed a lot of time. He was not in his best form. No way. And Kyrgios is a wreck this year. So the bottom line is, and besides all that, okay, just take all of that out of it. Who cares about the form? Kyrgios, Tsonga, Query do not play like Federer, not even close. Well, maybe Kyrgios a little bit with all the variety. But they're power guys. Pui and Nishikori have that aggressive rally mentality, like Rafa does now. I mean, I think they were a better prep. They moved Roger around, they pushed him, they rallied with him, they fought him, they pressed him, they made him tense. All kinds of things going on, what he's going to get from Rafa. And yes, he'll have a little easier time with Pui and Nish at his variety, getting them off balance. But he can get Rafa off balance too. So, I just think Roger's had a better prep coming in. The last thing, though, again, I'll get back to it, the body and any kind of bizarre climate condition. It doesn't have to be wind. It could be anything. I don't know. Huge humidity, but that would hurt Rafa, too. I don't know. Anything could happen, but I don't think we're going to get that at London. That would be... It was weird enough to get that at Paris. If it starts blowing around like a hurricane in London, I just give up. I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, in Roger's body, we just don't know from day to day, and the flatness of it. It doesn't even have to be an injury. He was real flat, but he got himself out of it against Nish. I don't know if he can do that against Rafa and be that flat. Maybe to start, but you don't want to start flat against Rafa, but I'm not expecting it. So who do I pick? Look, the age is power age. Everything goes towards power right now, but Roger is the best at aggressive variety. I think, like he said, he had a good shot at the French. Barring his body, barring a bizarre condition from the climate or something, I think Roger can do this, can take this, but we'll see. And it could be the other part is he's up 2-0, 2-1, then the body fell. So again, I'm just counting on his body being okay, and then he has to play Novak probably. Well, who knows? Agut isn't totally without a chance.